Everyone. So I have a few minutes now while my kids are occupied with something. So I'm just gonna sit down really quick and film this quick makeup date. I keep on trying to make these videos shorter and shorter. So I'm gonna try to implement a new system where I typically do my ins and outs and tell you about like what's been coming in, what's been going out. And this time I think I'm just gonna like once I see I have about 5 empties, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about them and then talk about whatever else has come into my life since my last update. Honestly, I think I filmed this only a few days ago. And it's pretty incredible how fast things change. And I think some of it is self-inflicted. Like I personally take things to my own hands to like move things through my collection, but also yeah, just like that's how quickly I guess things flux in my makeup collection. And I want that. I've been doing a series on my channel called Deeper Beauty. And I think some and through that I've been reflecting a lot about my own makeup practices and things like that too, and like my own makeup collection. And I just want change like constantly in my makeup collection. I think that's also why I was shopping so much in the past, because I was like, oh, I want to see something new in my collection, I want to see something different, I want to experience something else. And instead of buying new products and spending money, I've been just looking at my collection and seeing how I can change up my own collection. And so in some ways, like as you get to see my makeup collection almost change in real time, you get to also see what methods I'm using in order to change on my collection, in order to kind of continue to keep it fresh and keep it exciting for me. um, and this worked out really well for me. And I do have some new things that I bought this time around, but I also have some changes that I made to my collection too, to kind of make it a little bit more exciting for this coming days, weeks. We'll see how long this lasts for. So, anyways, let's get into it really fast. So again, I'll be doing my outs, and then we'll kind of be talking about my ins along the way too, and any other changes that have come up in my collection recently. So, first, let us talk about my bag of empties here. I'm trying to think what might be most boring. I guess this one's probably most boring. Is just dropped it. This is my Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water sample mascara that I got from as like a 100-point perk at Sephora. And yeah, it was good. I'm really glad that I got to experience this. The packaging is so cute. And but honestly, this size was really nice. But I think given the way that I use mascaras, and I use mascaras in a really weird way, I like wipe off the wand and like, get rid of a ton of product. And I only keep mascaras for about 3 months, so I'm okay with wasting a lot of product usually. But with my technique, this only lasted me about a month. Um, so I gave myself $5 towards my Project Lip Lab, because it's like I'm doing $5 for every month that I use a mascara. And I don't know if I'm ready to purchase a full size of this, but I think it's a contender, to be honest. And I'm trying to also debate if this is something that I want to almost like put other mascaras into this, because I think just like the wand, the size of the packaging, I really like minis in my collection too, or like in my daily rotation, and I try to sometimes repackage stuff to fit that. And so I'm wondering if I should do that with this. I'll have to experiment with that a little bit more. Um, because it could mean that I could make a bigger tube of mascara last longer if I'm not actually using the bigger mascara tube, but actually putting the product in here. Brain is working. I'll keep you updated on that one. I did use up another foundation sample. This one took me kind of long. This is one of the, I don't even remember the NARS one, NARS Light Reflecting. That was one of those samples. So I used that up, and don't plan on purchasing a bigger one. Not that I didn't like the product so much. It was a little bit more opaque than I think I typically would like to use. And I'm just not ready to commit to a full-size foundation. So, okay, this next one is exciting. It's kind of a 3-in-1. So I was nearly done with my Westman Atelier cream contour stick, and part of me is like, oh man, I should have actually like got it down to the plastic bit. But I did upload a show, and I emptied it out because I knew I'd have to dig in there anyways for a lot of product. And honestly, there was a lot of product in there. So I still probably have like about a month or two use on whatever I dug out. But I did combine it with a few things. I was mixing it with my Tarte Honeysuckle lip liner, which if no one knew this, and I didn't really look up reviews before this, but just as a PSA, um, there's a stain to this that I wasn't aware of. And maybe that it mentions that online. Like I never read the description for this or anything, but yeah, there's a really intense stain on this to the point where I stained my makeup sponge. If you can see it, I feel like my makeup sponge is now becoming a proper beauty blender given its shade. So I'm actually it's actually kind of funny to me. So I'm gonna start to um, focus on different sections of of my sponge as I put on makeup and see if I can actually cover the whole thing with pink. That's hilarious to me, but that's just me being like weird about my makeup. But yeah, I mixed these two together. And I also mixed in this primer as well. I was nearly done with this, and I didn't really care for this as a primer at all. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Face Primer. I didn't find it to benefit me in any ways, and I wasn't really looking for it to benefit me in any way, so I was already kind of setting this up for failure, to be honest. But combining all these three, and I think maybe like a pump of foundation or something like that, and I made myself a bronzer. I used a different container in my shorts that I uploaded, but I realized like this is also being me and picky with my collection is I love my aesthetics for my makeup collection. And just the original like black it was a sponge cleanser from elf. It functioned, but it didn't look nice. And so I was like, oh, this looks terrible on my vanity, so let me go ahead and just you know, repurpose this packaging. So now that's in there. It is more of like a reddish bronzy tone than it is like a cool tone contour now. And plus it stains. So it has its pros and cons. I think I haven't given myself any points for the Project Lip Lab, at least not for the contour stick. I think I gave myself points for um, the primer that I used up, but in terms of the contour stick, I'm not really sure what my goal would be. I think using up half of this would make sense to me to in order to give myself points towards my collection. I also have this terrible habit of like not using things up all the way. Like at some point, I'm gonna find this being like really dirty and like I don't want to look at it anymore, and I don't fault myself for that. I'm just like I used up most of the product, I'm gonna let it go now. And so yeah, but anyways, it's a nicer packaging, and I think I'm hoping I'll enjoy this more because I put it in nicer packaging. um Let me see here. And then another out is, or in terms of packaging, like getting packaging out of my collection, I was watching Amber F and I loved how she put it in the context of like I'm getting packaging out of my collection. I'm like, yes, that is my goal. I want to decrease the number of packaging that I don't like and hopefully bring in products and packaging that I do like. So I like that mentality. So thank you, Amber. But this Dior dupe of the lip glow oil from Amazon, it smells nice and clean, and it's because I cleaned it out. This is a self-imposed empty, and I did end up, I think, man, the markings are so rough. I should have freshened up before this. I did end up using it about halfway, and I realized this packaging is going to take me forever. I can't get everything out with the wand, and I'm just fed up with this packaging. So again, no dumb packaging in my collection. I don't allow it. So I kept my Rare Beauty gloss packaging, and I was like, let me just pop it in there because I already knew how to do that. And so it was really easy, and it filled up the entire tube. And so this tube is honestly literally all the way up here. I can see through the light here. It's like all the way up there. And one of these maybe took me about like a month and a half to use up. So it's not terrible, but the fact that half of this was in this, which meant this is probably close to around 7 or 8 ounces, or 7 or 8 milliliters, not ounces. God, that'd be huge. That's terrifying to think about. But it's about 8 milliliters probably. So I gave myself points in my Project Lip Lab for half of it, and then you know, whenever I use this one up, I'll give myself the other half. So I think it's a pretty good deal for me. It's nice packaging, but again, I found out this packaging is not productive. I can't get to the end. I can't. It's so hard to like swivel. It's just like so thick. Like the wand never reaches the edges to like scoop that out. I think if I do have like lip gloss packaging, I would prefer like the thin tubes as much as like they don't hold a ton of product. So I'm excited to have nice packaging again in my collection. And then Two other things I wanted to talk about that kind of, or as I get into the new stuff. This is not new to my collection, but I just put it into my rotation of my daily makeup. Is this is the e.l.f. Power Grip primer with the 4% niacinamide, and this is my first time really experiencing like a true Power Grip type primer, and it's interesting. Actually, I've only used it once, so what can I say about it? But this is half an ounce, so that's definitely going to take me a good amount of time to use up. I think I want to use this up more in conjunction with my Bare Minerals SPF Complexion Rescue, just because I would like some SPF in my daily makeup routine. But I'm still trying to use up my sunscreen. I put it into different packaging. Um, and I still need to use that up. So I'm trying to figure out where this fits right now as I'm kind of in between things. But you know, I have it there, and you know, my eyes are on it now. Like I'll be using it up. Um, so yeah, that's that progress. And then I did want to show this progress before I end up using it up probably in the next week or two, is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner. And this is all I have left. It is, the pound of product is probably only like the length of the cap now. I sharpen this pretty frequently. I had one time in the last week where it just like broke off. So I smushed that bit into like another cream blush that I have. Um, and yeah, I don't have tons of, like, I wouldn't repurchase this again, just trying to use it up because it was in my collection. So that's that. So I have one lip liner out of my collection. And I need to make sure to give myself some points for that one. And it's, you know, it's mixed in with my cream bronzer, but in terms of the packaging, it's moving out of my collection. And then I have lots of decent progress on this lip liner. So I think these are my two lip liners left in my collection, which is awesome. I surprise myself sometimes. This is the Rare Beauty lip liner in Admired. And it's a little bit dark for me, but it's just about the right tone to give me like a good darker lip, similar to what I have on now. I don't have it on now, but similar. And then this is the Maybelline Color Sensational in the Almond Rose. I think that's up on a whim because I had like a ton of coupons for Maybelline. That is not a good practice of makeup rehab. But this is a good shade, and I find it to be a really good lip liner or like an all over lip color. So I'm not mad at myself for picking it up, but I don't really need it in my collection either. All right, and then some of the other ins, I am about to post this video, and it might already be up before this, is I did make a Glambot order, and I just want to quickly just say I have 5 new products in my collection. One new sponge, a loose powder, a really, really large lip sleeping mask, and a sample of a moisturizer, which is still half an ounce, so I think that's decent size, and then some of this cleansing oil from Boscia. Boscia? I won't really ever know how to pronounce that name. So that's pretty much it for this makeup date. I'm not going to really talk about any other topics. I think this time around, I have a few more ideas for my Deeper Beauty project video series, and so I'm probably going to go ahead and put some of what used to be in these videos into there, given that like I have lots of thoughts and lots of points to cover, and so I don't want to like bore you with it in this one. Not bore you, but you know, like not make this longer than it needs to be. All right, I'm gonna wrap up and tell myself to be done. And I'll see you in my next makeup date. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.